following presentation of the National Football League.
The sun is out. A great afternoon for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Tonight, a good one in the AFC East. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Miami Dolphins.
Welcome to the field, your 2025 Miami Dolphins.
Mike Tirico and Greg Olson with you. Jason Sanders has us ready for the... Off we go. Hard Rock Stadium. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Bills offense heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
And I'm not sure I enjoy watching any quarterback in the league more than I enjoy watching Josh Allen. I mean, he's a bit of a throwback in terms of his play style. I mean, he's just as likely to throw a 65-yard bomb for a touchdown as he is in 4th and short to run over the middle linebacker. I mean, he plays with such a style, built like a Mike, and tell you what, he's a blast to watch. You spend all week on your opening script. What are the plays that allow you to find a rhythm and have some early success offensively? Well, in this case, drawn up, sent you going back the wrong direction. How does that change this play caller's approach to the ground game going forward?
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. From the gun, throw here for Allen. That's taken in. It's James Cook. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
This offensive line has to do a better job, Mike, of communicating the protection pre-snap, especially on these key 3rd downs. The blitz overwhelms them from the jump, and now they're picking their quarterback off the ground.
So, on 4th down, the Bills send out Brad Robbins to punt. Malik Washington deep for Miami. This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there.
Automatic 1st down.
First and 10. Out of the gun, here's Allen. That one out in front of his big target. They cannot connect, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Dawson Knox. And it'll bring up 2nd down. From the gun, Josh Allen. To the left side, into the hands of Moore. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest gain.
They'll go with the sneak. And it looks like he's got enough for the first down. Let's wait for the mark. Yes, that run, that's enough to move the chains.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
I'm not sure how many guys grow up wanting to be an NFL fullback, Mike. They don't get the ball a ton. They're used to do all the dirty work, but in this case, this guy's showing off. Hey, coach, you get the ball in my hands, I can do some things.
Allen going to give it to Cook. And he'll be close to a first down. A gain of a couple as they mark him just short.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. They're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
9th play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on 3rd down. It's the quarterback with a sneak, and he is going to have a Bills first down. At least at first glance, they'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that first down, but this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the first down.
And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10. Good for a Bills first down.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground, and tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around, so continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage, mix in the runs with the pass, and if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
Khalil Shakir, the intended target. And it'll be 2nd down.
And that's exactly what every defense is trying to do in the passing game. They want to muddy up these windows, Mike, make every throw as contested as possible. No separation, contact right at the catch point, and does a great job forcing the incomplete pass.
Good hustle by the defense and beat the offensive lineman to the blocks there. No gain on that screen pass.
The best defenders can just sense when a screen is coming. They can tell the body language of the offensive lineman's pass set. They can tell of the quarterback. It just doesn't look right. It's exactly the case here. Great job getting to the back and taking him down for a loss.
That is brought in at the 10. And he will easily pick up the first down. They've got 1st and goal coming up.
9-yard line.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
Joshua Palmer was the intended receiver. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
On play action, Allen. That one thrown behind his target, and it'll be incomplete. After that incomplete pass, we have a player shaken up. Athletic training staff looking at him, so will step us up. So can the defense come up with the early stop here on 3rd and goal? Throw once more. Here's Allen. And this one complete on the sideline. Good footwork to stay in bounds, but he is just shy of the first down. And that brings up 4th down.
I I think you got to go for it here, Mike. They've had this impressive opening drive where they've marched their way all the way down into the red zone, and the last thing you want to do here is settle for 3. This is the chance. Set the tone for the rest of the game, and let's see what they dial up here on 4th down.
Passes kick is good. And the Bills are out to an early 3-0 lead. So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it 1st down. Allen gonna throw. Forced out to his right. Oh, got him again the 2nd time with a sack on this opening drive.
I don't hate the play call. The best opportunity to throw the ball down this close to the goal line is usually on 1st or 2nd down, Mike. The issue here is the quarterback has to know, if my first read is not open, this ball needs to be thrown out the back of the end zone. You cannot take a sack this close to the goal line.
2nd and goal. Now it's from the 6-yard line. Oh, run with Cook. And nothing developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all.
And after putting together what's been a long and methodical drive, they suddenly find themselves on the verge of potentially stalling out. So this defense, they can get a stop here. I would feel like a pretty big win on a drive that's largely been dominated by the offense.
That's holding at the 2. And he's in. Elijah Moore. Touchdown, Bills. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Tyler Bass now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Bills will take a 7-0 lead.
Dolphins nothing.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. On the return, Malik Washington. And this will work out quite well. He'll get it all the way out to the 30-yard line. The Miami offense set to go, led by 27-year-old Tua Tagovailoa. Greg, hard to believe, 6th season as the Dolphins quarterback.
Sometimes we can make NFL football so complicated, Mike. There's different schemes, the personnel, different approaches to how to play the game. But when it all comes down to it, the best teams in the league, they simply just find a way to win. It might look different week in and week out. It might take 40 passes or it might take 40 runs. It could be a shootout or a slugfest. It doesn't matter. They are comfortable operating in all situations, and man, all you got to do, like Al Davis said, just win, baby. You know, I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical game here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds. Look, Mike, I realize most people, if they saw a lineman of his size waiting for him, they would just run the other way. But it's his job to try to find a way around the big fella and get what he can. Running backwards only turns a small setback into a much bigger one.
Here's a 3rd and 10. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it.
That's good.
14 on the pickup. First down, Miami.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
On first and 10, it's a handoff. Wait a minute, it's a reverse. And that is going nowhere in a hurry. Finally taken down well behind the line.
What you love about these running backs, Mike, is that their confidence is that they can make every play a big play. But in this case, sometimes you have to know, all right, it's over. Cut my losses, try to get back to the original line of scrimmage and survive to the next down, but tries to make this play extended, takes a big loss.
He was trying to give that one to Darren Waller. And it's going to bring up a third down.
17.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Third and long. Here's Tua. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
It's fourth down.
Punt team headed out for the Dolphins. Back deep for Buffalo is Brandon Codrington. And that's a thing of beauty. Out of bounds at the 6-yard line. The Bills offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start first and 10. On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
They'll try again. It's second and 10. On the zone read, a handoff here to Cook. Once again, this defense up to the task. They stop him for no gain yet again. And now it's third down. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. It is third and 10. From the shotgun, it's Allen. That one caught. It's Knox, the tight end. 16-yard pickup on that one. First down, Buffalo.
First down, Buffalo.
You know, Mike, these crossing routes, you just see them being used more and more often. And really, it's because it's good against any defense. And what it does is it creates separation. It allows some of your best players to catch the ball on the move. And that short throw oftentimes turns into a long run.
Number 41. A gain of 4 brings up second.
So we are through one here on Thursday Night Primetime. The Bills with the early advantage. And we're back to South Florida. After this, ball on the 27. Here's second and 5. The Bills with it to start quarter number 2. A run up the middle with Cook. Now Cook loses the football. They've got it looking at a second and 5 situation. And he is going to bring this one some momentum. Here you not only lose the handle of the ball, you hand the defense 6 points.
And Mike, how often do we see that when a player loses the ball, his confidence is not far behind? And I think in this case, that's where the coaching comes in. Put your arm around him. Hey, we're giving you the ball in this next possession. We believe in you. They've got to get this player back into the flow of the game after that back-breaking turnover that led to the defensive touchdown.
And remember now, all turnovers must be reviewed by replay. So this one is going to need a little closer look. At issue was the knee or any other body part except the hand down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field?
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. 3rd and 2. Here we go. To throw is Allen. And he's going to have the first down taken down after a short pickup of 5, but it will keep the drive going.
First down, Bill.
Give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
That's Palmer, the man in motion. Allen going to throw on 1st and 10. He'll get this out wide. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
30-yard line.
Man, what a big-time play here by the corner. It feels like he knew that play was coming before the ball was even snapped. You can see he sticks his foot in the ground and bursts. He ends that play before it even has a chance to get started.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. And he'll be dropped down just shy of midfield. Can't ask for much more. On the screen, they gain 19 yards and a first down.
And the Bills' first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
The tackle made back at his 48-yard line.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. From the gun, it's Allen. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a 3rd down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
On 3rd down, it's Josh Allen. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring 4th down right in the face.
On 4th down, they'll call on Brad Robbins here to punt. Malik Washington deep for Miami. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. The Dolphins offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. They'll begin with 1st and 10. A play fake. Now 2 of the throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10 at the 20.
He's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming. But guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
It's clear whenever they were trying to set up, it was not going to work. He went through his entire progression, had nobody to throw the ball to, and just kind of surrenders the play and throws it away.
Well, can't afford another incompletion here. Quickly, it is 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Tua. Off-balance throw. It's complete. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
They'll bring Waller in motion here. They'll try it now with Achane. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
It's always a gamble anytime you go for 4th down on your side of the field, but they clearly thought they had a play that they liked, but the defense came up huge, and now their offense is going to have a chance to capitalize and take advantage of this short field.
James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it. They're going to do that with excellent field position. On 1st and 10, it's Allen. To the middle of the field. Caught by Shakir. Now they are in business. Inside the 15-yard line.
16 yards.
That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time.
And he will get into the end zone. James Cook, touchdown Buffalo. Greg, they take advantage of the good field position and move it downfield for the score.
When you take the field as an offense, there's a little added confidence boost, Mike, when you see yourself this close to the end zone. You get into the huddle, you're anxious to see what the next couple plays are. They're able to take advantage and end up punching it in.
Extra point try by Bass. He's got it. And the Bills move out on top, 14-0.
14. Dolphins, nothing.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Washington now to return it. He'll get across the 20, mark him down at the 23-yard line. The Dolphins offense headed back to take over once more. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. Start on the ground, it's Achane. That's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. Shaq Thompson comes up with the tackle.
brings up
And while that
third
run
and
wasn't
1.
anything really to write home about, what it allows them to do, Mike, is keep everything in the playbook at their disposal. Third and short, now it's up to these coaches to dial up their best short yardage play and extend this drive.
Oh, there's movement up front. That's going to make this third down a lot tougher. So, instead of third and short, it's now third and 6. A shotgun snap to Tua. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line. The big man, Ed Oliver, in for the sack.
This is why every defense wants to play with the lead, because it allows them to just tee off on the quarterback. Go rush the passer. You're not worried about them handing the ball off or a little quick game. You know they're chasing points, so what can you do? You can get after this guy, and boy, have they ever.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now. He'll punt for the second time, looking to hit another good one. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. Their lead sits at 14-0 here in this second quarter, looking to run away with this one before halftime. Now Allen on first down. That one down the field, but they cannot connect, and it's incomplete.
Well, not exactly breaking news here, Mike. They got speed on the perimeter that just not a lot of teams in the NFL have. So even though that ball falls incomplete, I think they have to continue to do it, continue to pressure this defense and make them defend the entire field. Because as they're worried about him running by them, there is a lot of space open underneath.
They'll be set up now. Past the 40 with that one. A gain of 11 on that one. Good for a Bills first down.
They do a really nice job of picking up the pressure, and that's what allows him to have the time to go through his entire progression. He sees his check down wide open, gets the ball into his hands, and he does the rest.
He's got a man downfield. It's Shaquille. And he's taken down inside the opponent's 35. 25 yards, the pickup there. First down, Buffalo.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play caller. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
They'll go play action here with Allen. This one caught right side by Knox. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They got it inside the 15. 20 yards on that pass play. Good for a Bills first down.
So I really like the decision here that you're going to throw the ball to one of your big tight ends, but it's the personnel grouping that you do it out of. Bring as many big bodies onto the field as possible, stay with the passing game, and you're able to find one of those big tight ends for a first down.
And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down.
A gain of 7 brings up second down at the Dolphins' 6-yard line.
Here's second and 2. They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. And he is going the wrong way. Tackled back at the 7.
The offense thinks that they can just kind of plow this one up there in the middle and keep the chains moving, but not on this defense. Not only do they not pick up the first down, but after suffering that loss, now they've got some decisions to make on third down.
Allen on third down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They've got him.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
On fourth down, Tyler Bass now for the Bills field goal. This from 30 yards out. Bass's kick is good, and the Bills stake themselves to a 17-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
So after the made field goal, Bass is back out there to kick it away. Washington now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with first down. In motion, it's Waddle. Play action. Tagovailoa sending it deep for Waddle. That'll be batted away. Incomplete. Coverage very strong defensively. It's second down.
So often we see on these deep passes, the defender lose track of the ball in the air. They then tend to panic, and it either leads to a big pass completion or a defensive PI. In this case, he stays in phase. He's able to break the ball up and prevent a big play from happening.
He gets it to the rangy tight end, Waller. And he's going to be out of bounds right around midfield. 23 yards on that pass play. Good for a Dolphins first down.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
He'll get that into the hands of Tyreek Hill, and they'll take this down inside the 35. First time he's caught a ball here tonight. And it is good for a first down.
At the 33-yard line.
Nice play design here by the offensive coordinator. His ability to get the quarterback outside the pocket, take some stress off the protection. By the time he reaches the launch point, the receiver's running wide open downfield, and he puts the ball right on the money.
Again, it's Tua. Pushed out to his left. And he'll hit the deck here. Remember, that mark comes at the start of the slide, so only a gain of about a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Throwing is Tua. They'll set up the receiver screen with Waddle. He's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
That's a gain of 4.
It's pretty well read there defensively. Anytime you throw these quick passes to the wide receivers, you're looking to pick your gain up after the catch. So let's give credit to the defense. Rally and tackle in space and keep that to a pretty modest gain.
That's the big tight end, Farrell Brown. The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down is looming.
4th down and 1.
They'll try to run. And he will have a Dolphins first down. Good work there on 4th and 1. They get 7 to move the chains.
That's another Dolphins first down. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard
Little test of wills up front, huh, Mike? I mean, who wanted this one more? Who would get off the line quicker? Who would drive the other side backwards? Pretty impressive that not only are they the ones that won the battle, the defense knew what was coming and still couldn't stop it.
Off the bootleg, here's Tua. To the left side, in the hands of Hill. Now the Dolphins going to use the first of their timeouts. It comes with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
Hook them up on a 2nd down and 8. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. This one caught by Waller. Now Miami going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
Tua now on 3rd down. Moving to his left. And he will get into the end zone. Tua Tagovailoa. Touchdown, Dolphins. Well, that is a step in the right direction, finding the end zone. I don't know, Greg. Could this be building some momentum for these guys, and that's important before halftime?
Absolutely, and I think the biggest thing this coach is trying to get across right now on the sideline, Mike, is let's just cut into this lead and let's make it a one-score game at half. So they still got some work to do, but if they can go into halftime, regroup, catch their breath, just keep it close, give yourself a fighting chance here out of the break.
The extra point by Sanders is good. And the Dolphins are back in this one. It's 17-7. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. On the return, it's Laviska Shenault. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. He's had things all his way in the first half. Those numbers are sensational. He looks to add to them with another drive here. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. And this is too far out in front. That one's incomplete.
Oh, and they had a shot there, Mike. He just overthrows his man, and this just comes down to just continuing to get on the same page. This is a feel throw, a feel route. Just puts a little too much air on it, and he just can't quite run it down.
On 2nd down, here's Allen. He keeps it himself. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line. Now a timeout, Buffalo. They're second. And the stoppage comes with 23 seconds left on the first half clock.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. Out of the gun, here's Allen. Offside, that open man is Knox. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. The Bills going to use their final timeout here, and they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. From the gun, throw here for Allen. He'll step up and run this.
Josh Allen on the scramble. He was brought down at the 45-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
So, halftime straight ahead as we go up to Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to kickoff of this second half. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Washington now to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Dolphins offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Start the drive, it's A-Chain. And that's going nowhere, thrown down, literally and awkwardly, right at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10.
At this point in the game, Mike, we just haven't seen a lot of fire out of this offense. Here's another run, simple handoff, no gain.
2nd and 10. To throw is Tua. That's caught on the right side by Waddle. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tagovailoa. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Give him 11 on the scramble. And give them a new set of downs.
That's good for a Miami Dolphin. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And here's a great example of why the pass rush on 3rd down, that it's critical it gets home. In this case, they're not able to get to the quarterback. He has extra time to not only escape the pocket, but to turn into a runner and pick up the 1st down.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
At this stage of the game, things haven't been going your way, so one more mistake, it could just be too much to overcome. So a nice decision there. Just throw it away out of bounds and give your team a fighting chance.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Out of the pistol, here's Tua. Open man downfield, Tyreek Hill. Will score. Tyreek Hill. Touchdown, Miami. Now Sanders on for the extra point. He's got it. And the Dolphins are back to within a field goal. It's 17-14.
Dolphins 14.
Both teams trying to find the right formula as they come out for the second half. It's about to get underway. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. On the return, it's Brandon Codrington. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Bills offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Three tight ends in the game to start the drive. On 1st down, it's Allen. And that ball's in.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. That's going to be incomplete. Coverage very good there. Contact jarring the ball loose. And it's going to force 3rd down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch. And in this case, what guys are unwilling.
And he goes down.
These pass rushers, they love these situations where they can just pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. They knew they had a chance to put an end to this drive, and they didn't let it go to waste.
The Bills bringing on their punting unit as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. Now fair catch is taken back inside the 40. Tyreek Hill getting ready for this next drive along with the rest of the Miami offense. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. Hill brought in motion. A run with the fullback. Ingle. Trying to use that big body to go forward. Going to get to the line of scrimmage, but nothing after that.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Tua. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. And Oliver getting in to drop him. It's a loss of 6, and it's 3rd down.
Well, as they face this possible 3 and out following that 2nd down sack, now if you're the quarterback, you've got to be thinking, get the ball out of my hand, find a matchup I like downfield, and try to push this ball past the sticks and keep this drive alive.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Tua. He's got a man, Westbrook-Ikhine. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. First time they've looked his way all game long. And he comes through with the grab and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
That's about as big time as you get. There's a saying, Mike, that you really judge your quarterback by his ability to operate, not only on third down, but what they call third and pass, meaning it's such a long down and distance, they have no choice but to air the ball out. And when you can convert third downs at that distance, chances are you got a pretty big-time quarterback.
They get 21 on that one. First down, Miami.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. The next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
Looking to run. That's the man from OK State, Ollie Gordon. Not much happening there. Just a short gain.
Brings up second down.
From the 21, here's 2nd and 8. Now Tua taps it forward, and this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
Tried to get a little cute here, get the ball into the hands of one of their receivers in space on a jet motion, but really nice job there by the defense. When you can set good edges and you can have good force players on the perimeter of the defense, there's really nowhere for this jet sweep to go, because with them running horizontal before the snap, Mike, it's very hard for these receivers to cut and get vertical.
First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a first down.
That's good for another Miami Dolphin. First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why. These negative runs, they just make everything for the play caller that much more difficult, Mike. So they've got to find a way to be more efficient on these early downs, meaning first and second down, because if not, you find yourself the entire game in third and pass, and that's what every single defense in the league is trying to do.
His fullback, a dive for the end zone, and he loses the football. And they will get another chance. They cover it up after very nearly squandering a great scoring opportunity.
These are the opportunities that just kill defensive coordinators. You got the ball loose. You did everything you want. But now you got to recover it. You need better pursuit to the ball, more bodies around the ball carrier. Because when that ball pops out, you've got to be on it.
A second effort, and he is in. Devon Achane. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack, and that's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Sanders here for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Dolphins move out in front by 4. It's 21-17. Scott, thanks. Probably a tough halftime for the defensive coordinators, trying to do something to slow down these offenses. What a show they put on in the first half. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. Now Codrington to return. He'll get this up past the 20. That's where they'll set up shop. The Bills offense ready to take over once more. Trail by 4, a touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. They send the tight end in motion. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And he'll be out of bounds. That's a nice gain, though, on first down. A pickup of 7.
Out of bounds at the 30-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Once again, it's Cook. He'll try to get back to the line, but it's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
And they've really done a nice job defensively holding them in check. I mean, ideally, you'd want your back to average around 4 yards a pop, but they're falling short of that threshold as of now, and partially it's why they find themselves trailing at this stage in the game.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. That's Palmer, the man in motion. On 3rd down, it's Allen. That one caught. It's Knox, the tight end. 13 yards on that pass play. 1st down, Buffalo.
1st down, Buffalo.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. That pass play, good for 22. Good for a Bills first down.
Great pre-snap recognition here by the quarterback. He looks outside and sees man coverage, and he knows exactly where he's going to go with the ball. Now it's up to the receiver to create separation at the top of the route. Ball's on time.
Oh, a loose football. It's picked up by the Dolphins. Inside the 30. And he's going to bring this one back. They force the fumble, and it leads to a defensive score. And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop them with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they force the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
Now Sanders on for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Dolphins will extend this third quarter lead.
Dolphins 28, Bills 17.
Scott, thanks. No rest at the break for a couple of, I'm sure, weary defensive coordinators trying to figure out how to stop these offenses here in the second half. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. Now Codrington to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And he has been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been picked apart. That is borne out in those impressive numbers. He has been terrific all game long. Throw on 1st and 10. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete.
And this is where the timing of these passing game, you see guys, they call it routes on air, Mike. During the course of the week, there's no defense, nobody playing on coverage, but it's the timing. It's be on time, get your depth, be where the quarterback expects you to be, because then when the game starts, things get sped up just a little bit more for the quarterback. In this case, it's a perfect example. He's open, he tries to lead his guy, just puts a little too much in front of him. In order for you to be able to operate out of this 4-3 style defense, Mike, the key is your defensive tackles, their ability to penetrate, their ability to be game wreckers. That's exactly what we saw here, his ability to get back there, make the stop at the line of scrimmage, keep it to no gain.
On third down, it's Josh Allen. This one just too far for the receiver out in front of him. That one falls incomplete.
Missed opportunities like these are a big reason why they find themselves down double digits here in the third quarter, Mike. Points on this possession could have gone a long way towards making this game competitive, but instead, poor execution, especially in the passing game, and it's another wasted drive.
The Bills bringing on the punt team. On the return, here's Washington. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get of the football. The Dolphins offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with first down. Man in motion here is Washington. Fake the handoff. Now to him. And he'll be run out short of the line of scrimmage. So let's call it a loss of 1 on first down.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Sending it deep for Waddle. He's got it! And he will go all the way. Jalen Waddle. Touchdown Miami. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Sanders here for the extra point. On the snap, a poor one, and it's blocked. Scott thinks probably a tough halftime for the defensive coordinators, trying to do something to slow down these offenses. What a show they put on in the first half. After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. On the return, it's Chenault. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. First and 10. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. First down, Allen. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started. It's been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike, and I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution, and leads to an incompletion.
On third down, it's Allen. This one caught right side by Knox. A pickup there of 13. First down, Buffalo.
13 yards. And the Bills first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
So, 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll have more Thursday Night Football after this. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Throwing again. It's Allen. He'll find his running back, Cook. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. A gain there of 20. Good for a Bills first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
The tackle made by Jordan Brooks. A gain of 5 brings up second and 5. At the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's second down and 5. They go play action now. Here's Allen. Open is Knox over the middle. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
That's Palmer, the man in motion. They'll throw on first down with Allen.
Complete to Josh Palmer. It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3 at the Dolphins' 15-yard line.
Here's second and 3 to go. From the gun, here is Allen. A throw behind his man, can't reel it back in. And that'll go down as an incompletion.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
Allen on third down. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable, and as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
A 32-yard attempt.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bills are back within 2 scores.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
So after the made field goal, Bass is back out there to kick it away. Washington now to return it. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. The Dolphins offense starting to trot out for this next possession. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. Man in motion here is Washington. Tua, give it to Achane, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
At this stage in the fourth quarter, great job by the defense understanding exactly what the offense is trying to do. They're trying to bleed the clock, shorten the game. They completely sold out to stop the run, able to take them down for a loss.
Fake the handoff. Now, Tua. To the left side, in the hands of Hill. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And that is incomplete. He was trying to get it to Tyreek Hill there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
Codrington to return it. That's a nice job of making things more manageable for this offense as he takes it back beyond the 25-yard line. The Bills' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Josh Allen. To the left side, it's caught by Shakir. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. That one good for a dozen. And a very quick 1st down.
Things certainly look a little improbable right now, Mike, but I wouldn't say impossible. I think they've got to capitalize on this possession to pick up some points. Every single possession right now is priceless. Points, possessions, and then they got to get some defensive stops. A little surprising to see them keep the ball on the ground, especially given the situation, Mike. I mean, you're trailing. You haven't had a lot of success running the ball up until this point. They need chunk plays. They need to score, and they need to score fast.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. Out of the gun, here's Allen. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
5 yards on the play, and it's 3rd down.
They need 8 as they come up for 3rd down. From the gun, it's Allen. Open man is Palmer. It's complete. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 20.
They get 20 on the connection. 1st down, Buffalo.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Okay, so now you pick up that 1st down, Mike, but now there needs to be a sense of urgency. You know you need to score twice. So this one, ideally for the offense, results in a touchdown. But either way, this first score of the 2 needed needs to be fast because you need every possession you can here late in the 4th quarter.
He's got room to roam. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10. It's a gain of 29, and it's 1st and goal.
And this is what the offense needed. Now, after that last completion, you still trail here in the 4th quarter. You need scores, and you need scores fast, so they cannot take their time. I wouldn't be surprised to get them right back up on the line of scrimmage and try to score here now that it's 1st and goal.
And he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10.
Just feels like this has been the story of the day for this offense. Just unable to get anything going on the ground, and a big reason they find themselves trailing and another loss of yards.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try here on 2nd and goal. One more time with Cook. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's 3rd down.
The idea here on 2nd down is in the event you're unable to score, at least put yourself in a 3rd and manageable goal-to-go situation. But now after taking a loss, it really changes their approach here, and I think on 3rd and goal now, they got to put this ball in the air.
That is caught by the tight end, Dawson Knox. Touchdown, Bills. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting?
Here's Bass now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Bills will cut the deficit to 7.
34. Bills 27.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. Washington now to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Dolphins offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Play action, it's Tua. That's taken in by Achane. And he's back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. No gain before stepping out of bounds. Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 9. Hill brought in motion. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. Greg Russo getting through there to drop him for a loss of 6.
Big-time opportune sack there by the defense. Mike, they're right on the cusp of field goal range. You can't allow this to become a 2-possession ball game here in the 4th quarter. Massive 3rd down coming up here. See if they can get off the field and get the ball back to their offense.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Out of the gun, Tagovailoa. This one caught by Waller. He got a lot of what he needed, but just not enough. The mark is a couple of yards shy of the 1st down. Here comes 4th down.
So we see this more and more often in today's NFL, Mike, where on 3rd down, the ball is actually thrown short of the chains, and there's really 2 reasons. 1, teams are a lot more willing to use 4th down, and 2, they have a lot of confidence in these receivers and tight ends and backs to run after the catch.
And he'll get something there on the return, able to take this back to the 20-yard line.
Defense. Automatic first down.
First and 10. Hill brought in motion. On the ground, here is Achane. And he'll get about 3 on that one. It'll be second down.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. Brings up second down.
A shotgun snap for 2. That is hard. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jalen Waddle. Touchdown, Dolphins. That's his second touchdown tonight. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Now Sanders on for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Dolphins will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
Bills 27.
After the touchdown, Myers is back to boot this one away. Now Codrington to return. They get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. So first and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. Allen gonna give it to Cook. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
We'll try again. It's second and 10. Fake the handoff, and now it's Allen. Gonna send it downfield toward Knox. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
He gets this complete to Shakir. 18 yards on the pickup there. Good for a Bills first down.
First down, Bills.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark. Just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
That's going to be incomplete. They cannot hook up there. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. They'll drop to throw. They'll set up the screen to Cook. We'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
To number 4, James Cook. A gain of 6 yards. And it's third down.
big play here. Crowd on their feet for 3rd and 4. That one caught. It's Knox, the tight end. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down. Throwing again is Allen.
Allen's pass complete to James Cook. A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 44-yard line.
Second down, 8 for the first down. To the air once more is Allen. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Now a timeout, Buffalo. They're second. The stoppage comes with just over a minute to play in this one. And the crowd a major factor now as we get to 3rd down. Play action now, and here's Allen. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
First down and more inside the 25. And he's all the way down to the 15-yard line. They get the conversion with a gain of 22.
Well, a big roll of the dice here, Mike, and not only does it pan out for a first down, but they pick up a whole lot more with that big gain.
Here's Allen now on 1st and 10. That is caught. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
Pass now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Bills will cut the deficit to 7.
41. Bills 34.
They need a late recovery to have any chance. Here comes the onside kick.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
Out comes Miami and the offense to get started on their next drive. And this one really all over but the shouting. 1 timeout left defensively, but there's no need to use it here. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Only 1 timeout remaining for the defense as they take a knee. So, fins up. It's a win for the Dolphins. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. And that is the difference in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Dolphins, home winners here as we say farewell from South Florida.